Hello, everyone. There is fresh news. It is reported that on Tuesday morning, drones reached the territory of Tatarstan for the first time and attacked facilities in Yelabuga and Nizhnekamsk. As a result of the attack in Yelabuga, there are victims, according to local authorities. It became known from media reports that drones used in attacks on Ukraine are being produced in these territories. Before you continue watching the video, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We will be very grateful for your support. Official representatives of Tatarstan reported that no significant damage and violations in the work of enterprises were recorded. In Nizhnekamsk, an attempt by a drone to attack an oil refinery was thwarted with the help of electronic warfare, Mayor Ramil Mullen said. He confirmed that there were no casualties or damage. According to the Reuters news agency, one of the drones was aimed at the installation of primary oil refining at the Tenneco plant owned by Tatneft. Meanwhile, a source from Kommersant Kazan reported that the drone crashed into the fence of the Tenneco plant, caught fire, and flew apart. Another drone, according to the same source, crashed nearby. Since the beginning of the year, numerous attacks by Ukrainian drones on Russian refineries have been reported, as a result of which, presumably, fuel production has decreased. In Yelabuga, drones struck the territory of the Yelabuga Special Economic Zone, where, according to the SEZ Telegram channel, at 5:45 a.m., 2 drones struck a dormitory. A video posted by Telegram channels shows how an airplane-type drone dives into industrial facilities, after which an explosion is heard. The press service of the head of Tatarstan, referring to the data of the Ministry of Health of the Republic, reported 6 victims as a result of the terrorist attack in Yelabuga. According to the press service, it became known that 3 victims were released after examination. The other 3 were hospitalized. According to the statement of the Unified Dispatch Service on duty, published by RBC, the number of victims has increased to 7. A plant for the assembly of kamikaze drones of the Shahed type is located on the territory of the Yelabuga SES, which, according to media reports, Russia is using to attack Ukraine. A journalistic investigation indicates the involvement of students of the Yelabuga Polytechnic College in the assembly of kamikaze drones in the territory of the Special Economic Zone. Citing a source, RBC Ukraine claims that the attack on the drone assembly plant was carried out by the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, which led to significant destruction of production facilities. Last year, the American media reported on plans to establish mass production of kamikaze drones of the Iranian model in Yelabuga. Last August, the Washington Post reported on Russia's desire to establish production of Iranian drones at the Yelabuga plant. In February 2023, the Wall Street Journal, citing anonymous sources from among U.S. allies, reported that Moscow and Tehran plan to build a new plant in Russia capable of producing up to 6,000 Iranian-made drones for use in the conflict in Ukraine. Ukrainian media regularly point out that GUR is behind drone attacks on Russian industrial facilities, including oil refineries. These attacks have been going on since the beginning of the year. Despite the absence of official statements from Kiev about the strikes, President Vladimir Zelensky, in an interview with the Washington Post last week, noted the negative reaction of the U.S. authorities to such actions. Zelensky, speaking about attacks on Russian oil refineries, stressed that Ukraine uses its drones and has every right to do so, especially given the lack of air defense equipment to protect its energy infrastructure from attacks. Attacks on Russia in the oil and gas industry, which, despite Western sanctions, continues to be one of the main sources of income for the country's military economy, are covered by CNN, commenting on the use of longer-term and modern unmanned aerial vehicles, including those with artificial intelligence, which avoids interference. Let's pay attention to other events from the Ukrainian direction. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, activate notifications, share your opinion about this news in the comments, and specify the country from which you are following us. On the night of April 2nd, mobile fire groups of the Ukrainian Defense Forces destroyed 9 out of 10 Shahed 136-131 drones. According to information from the unique team, this was announced by the commander of the Air Forces of Ukraine, Lieutenant General Nikolai Oleshchuk, in his Telegram message. Oleshchuk clarified that the attack was carried out using an X-59 guided missile from the airspace of the temporarily occupied territory of the Zaporozhye region, as well as with the help of 10 attack drones from Cape Chowda. According to the unique team, in the Dnipropetrovsk region, units of mobile fire groups destroyed 9 Shahed 136-131 drones. On the same night, an energy infrastructure facility was damaged in the Kirovograd region as a result of a drone attack. As of the morning of April 2nd, no Russian warships had been spotted in the waters of the Azov and Black Seas, as reported by the Armed Forces of Ukraine on their Facebook page, with a link to a unique team. There are 3 Russian warships in the Mediterranean Sea, among which there are no Kaliber missile carriers. According to unique team, in March, the Russian Black Sea Fleet lost 1 ship and damaged 4 more. The production of drones by the enemy continues, and it is expected that attacks by Shahed-type drones will intensify, said Natalia Gumanyuk, head of the Joint Press Center of the Southern Defense Forces, on the air of the United News Telethon, unique team reports. Gumanyuk added that on the night of April 2nd, the enemy also attacked the Dnipropetrovsk and Kirovohrad regions with drones from the south, where the Defense Forces destroyed 3 drones and damaged a critical infrastructure facility without civilian casualties. In the Luhansk direction, as reported by unique team, the Border Guard detachment named after Colonel Yevgeny Pikus, with the help of a vampire drone, destroyed an enemy crossing over the Zherebets River, as reported by the State Border Service of Ukraine on Facebook. This complicated the logistics of the occupiers in the area. The crews of the Air Reconnaissance Brigade Revenge also set up the Ukrainian flag over the positions of the Russian occupiers near Bakhmut. Over the past 24 hours, the Southern Defense Forces have successfully repelled 4 enemy attacks in the Orakov area, and 4 more on the opposite bank of the Dnieper in the Kherson region. The unique team agency reports, citing a statement by the press service of the Southern Defense Forces in Telegram. The press service clarified that as part of the operations of the Southern Defense Forces, counteraction to enemy offensive actions and counter-battery warfare are actively continuing in order to reduce the combat capabilities of the enemy. In particular, the Russian occupation forces made 4 attempts to attack the Orakovsky direction, 2 of which were committed in the areas of Malaya Tokmachka and Staromayorsky, but all of them were unsuccessful. Similarly, on the left bank of the Dnieper River in the Kherson region, enemy troops also made 4 unsuccessful attempts to attack the positions of the Southern Defensive Forces, after which they retreated to their original positions, suffering losses. In addition, it is reported that the enemy is actively using aerial reconnaissance, artillery shelling, airstrikes, and a large number of attack drones of various types. In response, the Southern Defense Forces continue to take comprehensive measures to maintain and strengthen their positions. According to unique team Natalia Gumanyuk, head of the Joint Press Center of the South Operational Command, previously stated that the enemy uses about 200 drones daily for reconnaissance purposes on the southern front.